Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is the Astro C40 Tournament Ready Gaming Controller. This is a controller that's compatible with PlayStation 4, PC and Mac, and this is an unboxing video to show you what's in the box and to talk about this gaming controller and discuss why it's awesome and how it stacks up against other controllers. I plan on doing a versus video in the near future to compare this with the Razer Reiju Ultimate, a gaming controller that I recently unboxed and discussed, as this is a similar device in that both are compatible with PlayStation, both are customizable, both are expensive and high quality. In my mind, initial impressions are that the Astro C40 is slightly superior. However, it doesn't have a mobile app or work with mobile, and it is mostly aimed at PS4 gamers. However, it will work with PC, and it is recognized by Steam, for example. There is also some software that I'll link to in the description that allows you to customize various settings, and I'll show you that software at the end of this video, but you can customize all sorts of things from the sensitivity of the triggers and the control sticks to the buttons themselves, and it allows for a lot of customization. And customization is the name of the game with this Astro controller as well, because it has a removable faceplate that allows you to swap the control sticks. You can also swap them with a directional pad and swap the top of the control sticks as well. So in the box you get the various manuals and guarantees, as well as a very snazzy hardcover case that allows you to carry and store everything you need to. As noted, this is a wireless gaming controller, which means it comes with a dongle as well as a long micro USB cable that you'll see in a minute. Real shame they haven't done USB-C connection, especially in 2019. However, the controller itself, as you can see, is immediately striking. A premium design, really high quality, hefty in the hand, feels very nice, looks the part, and it gets better as you take out the rest of the stuff in the box as well. You have a long micro USB cable and a little tool as for removing the faceplate, as well as a number of different control sticks, and you can buy a number of other accessories for this controller to customize it even further. This is a tournament ready controller from Astro, and part of the range of tournament ready equipment that's obviously designed for serious gamers or people that want the very best. You can see the wireless dongle there that you can plug in for PS4 or PC. You can also use it in wired mode. It supports a number of hours of playback in wireless mode though, which is always nice. There are a number of features for this controller that make it quite similar to the Razer Reiju Ultimate that I unboxed previously. You can see it has that PlayStation theme to it. It's very much a PlayStation controller, but it does work with PC, on Steam, out of the box with no problems. You can customize it quite easily. You have the little tool as well that you can use to then remove the faceplate, and that's a fairly easy process. There's steps recommended for unscrewing them diagonally, so you go one corner to the other corner, the other corner to the other corner to remove it. Once you do that, you can then move the directional button and the control sticks around, so you can put it to your preference and set it up the way you like it. As you can see, there are also toppers for the thumbsticks, so you can customize the feel of those with either shorter ones or concave or convex, slightly different styling depending on your preference. Just out of the box it feels fantastic to me though. Maybe I don't take controllers as seriously as other people, but I really like this one, and default it is fantastic. It's very comfortable, very good premium feel to it. It has a rubberized feel but a nice grip underneath that I'll show you a bit later on. As you can see, nice substantial buttons. The triggers are really nice too. One thing that I'll say that the Razer Reiju Ultimate has over it is those kind of has a metallic feeling trigger to it, but you do feel a sense of quality from all of these. You can see the pins for the sticks underneath once you take that faceplate off and the way they install. It's worth noting the little red arrow at the bottom of those as well. That shows you which way to install it. You've got to make sure the red lines up with the red so that they're installed properly. It is plug and play affair. It just slots in really easily, and you can then reinstall the faceplate really easily too. And it's nice to have that customization option to it. As I said, within the software you can customize the sensitivity of both the sticks and the triggers as well, so you can set it so it reacts really quickly. Another highlight to this controller is, like the Razer Rage controller, you can set it switch to hair trigger mode that I'll show you a bit later on, which basically means that the triggers react a lot more quickly to a much lighter press, so you don't need to fully depress them to get that action. And within the software you can set that sensitivity as well, you can adjust that, so you're really customizable both in terms of hardware and software. You can set this controller to do what you want it to do and react the way you want it to, and that's why you're paying the money. You're paying for a premium design, high quality, loads of battery life, really resilient and robust design that's customizable. You can buy extra control sticks, different ones, and swap them out with ease. You can see how easy the process is here. Control sticks themselves are also satisfying to use. They have an interesting pop in and out that I'll try and show you as well in this video. You can go up and down and they move really nicely, a satisfying sound to them. The whole thing feels very premium. This is not a cheap controller by any means. Also has that nice sort of funky finish on the faceplate that you can see there with the PlayStation button. As well as some nice textured grips to the top of the thumbsticks and the control sticks, as well as the rear. And you can see where you can switch on the hair triggers. You can also switch between wireless and wired mode. And you'll note as well by the micro USB port, there's a button to switch between 1 and 2 dots. Those are 2 profile settings, which means you can have different settings for your buttons and for your sensitivity set up within the software, loaded onto the controller, and be able to use that with ease whatever you're doing. You'll also note there's a 3.5mm jack to plug in your headset and your speaker and headset audio through the controller, as well as you would on PlayStation. Not something I'll be using on PC, or you would be if you're a PC gamer like me. Worth noting, this controller does not work with Xbox One, which is a shame for Xbox gamers, although they'll probably go after the Xbox Elite controller 2 or something like that. You can see the control sticks. Now, worth noting, the thumbsticks don't come out terribly easily. The Astro manual actually says to gently pull on those until they pop off, and I can tell you from experience that actually takes quite a bit of force to pull them off, and it feels like you're going to break them. But I guess that shows how sturdy they are, because you really need to pull quite hard on those control sticks to get them off. So if you're watching this video and wondering how the hell you get those things off, just keep tugging and they'll eventually come off, and then you can put on the other ones and swap them out and customize it to your preference. Spider-Man totally approves of this controller, and I'm sure you will too. It is an expensive outlay, but a robust bit of kit, snazzy looking, and if you're into the Astro ecosystem, you just love Astro products, they do a very good quality product and a fantastic looking device. Here you can see the little red metallic switch on the back. Simply flick that switch and you can activate the hair triggers on the main triggers. Basically means you only have to depress them a very small amount in order to activate them, and it's nice to have that customization. You can choose between that, whether you want a full trigger pull or a lighter trigger pull. You can customize it, and as I said, within the software, as you'll see a bit later on in this video, you can also adjust the sensitivity of those buttons to react even sooner if you want, so very small. But that is software based rather than hardware based, so you won't necessarily know. You'll have to play around with that and get a feel for the way that goes. You can see there are loads of buttons to customize though. And you can make this controller your own, but it will be very familiar if you're a PlayStation user. It has all the buttons you'd expect and a much better design aspect and aesthetic to it, as well as a very weighty and hefty feel in the hand. It feels very nice with that textured design to it. The grips on the underside make it very nice indeed. I've used this on PC to play a number of racing games and other things. Oddly, it was recognised by some games as an Xbox 360 controller rather than a PlayStation controller, which is a bit random. But you can program the buttons within Steam and within the software as well, so you can customize it the way you want it. And it worked. It does work. It just might take a bit more of a faffing around if you're using it on PC than it does on PlayStation. I'll link in the description to the FAQ page and the various specification pages so you can see all the recommendations on how to set it up with the various devices. But it is relatively easy to use out of the box, and my gut feeling is that this is superior to the Razer one, and just the design of it just is slightly nice. Now the Razer Radio Ultimate does have the ability to program it via the Android app or an app on your smartphone, which obviously makes it quite appealing. This one you can do it on PC with the software, which for some reason is not the Astro Command Center software, but is a separate C40 controller software available from astrogaming.com/software. Bit weird. You can see here what I was talking about with the triggers. You can pull them up and push them down. I'm not really sure why that's a thing. I'll need to play around with this controller a bit more, and then I'll give a bit more in-depth overview in the near future, hopefully, comparing it with the Razer controller and how the two stack up in a bit more depth. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe and come back for more in the near future. Hopefully you're enjoying these close-up views of the Astro C40 TR though. And I'm going to do an ASMR style unboxing of this as well, if you do want to hear the sounds of the controller without me waffling over the top, so you can enjoy that too. Here you can see the hair triggers in action, the difference that makes. Full depression, 1 minute, switch it up the other way, and you're only basically depressing half the amount. So the triggers are much more shorter travel distance, which makes them easier to use. There on the right hand side, that red button is the one to switch between the two profiles, and then you've got the one on the left to switch between wired and wireless mode. Obviously wired is a lot easier to set up, but the pairing of this device is also really easy with the dongle that it comes with. Underneath the textured grip that I was talking about on either side, if you've got sweaty hands, hopefully that won't find that a problem. And here you can see the controller compared with a variety of other controllers that I've been using at the moment. The SteelSeries cheap one on the bottom right there, and the Razer Radio Ultimate bottom left. Now a view of the software. Now the first screen you come to is you see the 1 and 2 profiles, unmapped default settings. You can go into each of these. You can switch between them by switching between the button on the controller itself, and then you can click through to view the profile. From here you'll see you can do all sorts of things. You can customize the audio output from the 3.5mm jack, adjusting the equalizer there. You can also remap buttons. There are a number of different buttons that you can select on here and change as well until your heart's content, and set those up. There are also various profiles within the software as well. You can see there are unmapped ones. You can create a new one. You can use the default one. And then you can sync that information to the controller, so it's not just in the software, and you don't need the software running, so you could do it on your PC, then sync it and use it on your PlayStation without any drama. Pretty straightforward software to use. As you can see from the left hand side, you have the sticks, the triggers, audio and effects as well. And as I said before, you can adjust the sensitivity of the control sticks and the triggers from in here, tweak it on the line, adjust it within the software, and get the controller to react the way you want it. All in all, a fantastic bit of kit. I'm going to play around with this a bit more so I can give my full-on feelings of it in a more review style in the Versus video. So far, really enjoying it. Really high quality, premium controller from Astro. Hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting or hilarious. Be sure to subscribe and check out these other videos, as well as taking a look in the description for links and information you might find useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see extra about this, and have a great life.